So we were due to have 36 drivers. We've got 32 in this particular adventure. So the following drivers will compete in the B final. Starting on pole position, it will be Casper Norman and Faraz Jalil and all KCR Racing front row. Roberto Buzz from WJS Racing and CG Racing's Gaetan de Brabandera round out row number 2. Dinan de Vos from Victory Lane and Optima Performance's Joey Brown round out row number 3. Zachary Gernan from MRK and WJS Racing's Kuntaroi round out the next row. Luca Montebello from RSD Karting and Falcon Racing's Pepin Steiger round out the top 10. Victory Lane's Marlon Baer from Switzerland will be joined by the Netherlands' very own Kenneth van Mokeke from Cahet Motorsport. Arne Schoenhera and Esteban Walgrave from MCK and RSD Karting round out the next row. Kaz Orthaus and Keanu Wellens for Falcon Racing and Eichmann's Grand Prix round out the next row. Delano Wellens and Jens Bozart round out row number 9. Completing the top 20 will be Compcart's Mick Blankenspoor and PJM's Tom Schultz. Rafael Boulard for DGM Racing will be joined by Angelo Meli from Team Rave on the TB kart. Alexandre Mercier for CG Motorsport will be joined by MRK's Mathis Renet from Belgium. Rosanne Dane Driver from the Netherlands for Falcon Racing will be joined by Dennis Bowman, also from the Netherlands, for WJS. Tibor Vyers for DFK will be joined by MPK's Augustin Boulet. Moritz Moore for VDK Racing will be joined on the penultimate row of the grid by Noel van Vorvel for Falcon Racing. And at the last row, rounded out by 2 Dutch drivers for DFK, it's Jesse Polderdijk and Thies van Dijk completing a 32-strong grid. However, I have noticed that there are a couple of drivers that did not cross the stripe. I think it was 3 of them. Luca Montebello, Delano Wellens and Angelo Meli. So we could be down to 29 drivers out of the 32 due to start. Looks like there is further rain making its way onto the circuit. There's a bit more grey cloud cover overhead. 14 minutes plus an additional lap to decide who will be the winner of the B final for X30 Senior. Before we head on to juniors, the final 2 races of this second round of the season, and then we will bid them farewell and welcome them back in true form on the 25th and the 26th of July at the home of champions. Revs rise for the B final. Lights are out straight away. We're going racing. And 3-4 wide, trying to go into turn 1 on the opening lap of this 14-minute encounter. Luca Montebello and Delano Wellens may not have taken the start, but we are going to see how things transpire at the sharp end of this field. The field makes it all 2 rows of 3 wide. 2 go onto the muck and the grass on the left-hand side. Coming out of turn number 3. Casper Norman leads the way. It's going to be Roberto Baz, I think, in second position. Couple of drivers going 2 wide. That's very, very brave at turn 6. But great shots from our aerial drone, just a few feet above our competitors. It's great to see. There's 2 coming together into turn 10. They nearly pushed each other off the circuit in the process. They are really going for it here, hammer and tongs here in the B final. The A final, you probably might say, was a bit, let's just say, a bit more calm and casual. But after the opening lap, it is Casper Norman that leads the way. Dinan de Vos goes up into P2, the driver from Victory Lane. Had Roberto Buzz from WJS. Then it's Joey Brown from Optima Performance up to P4. Coin de Roy. Now there's some switching around happening in the top, well, from 2nd to 5th. So there has been a change for 4th. So maybe Joey Brown has got through on Roberto Buzz from WJS. No, Joey Brown, I think Joey Brown is 3rd. Joey Brown in the 238 from the United Kingdom has got through on Roberto Buzz for P3. Now he's got to start chasing after Dinan de Vos, the Dutch driver, and Joey Brown finds the steeplechase splash puddle at the chicane. A little bit further back, a bit of pushing and shoving. But they've got to be ever so careful. You can see all the muck and the dirt that's on that runoff area, that green runoff area coming out of the turn 10 hairpin as Joey Brown gets through on Dinan de Vos. And now the hunt can begin. So the Oxford performance driver has got to start making some moves up the order here. And now he's up into P2s. 2.6 seconds behind Casper Norman. The Dane for KCR Racing running the Croc Promotion chassis. Oh, and there's going to be a change. I think it might have been Kunderoy on Dino de Vos for P3 at turn 3. Roberto Baz is also there. So this is getting very, very close. Now, I haven't really been keeping a tally on the penalties for front fairings. We have 11 in the A final. B final there, I got a little bit of a feeling in my gut that there might be a few more. Oh, dearie me, Dinan de Vos found the splash puddle at turn 10. So, not quite what you needed there. And that just stopped the Victory Lane Kart Republic kart in its tracks a little bit. So, Casper Norman leads by 2.6 seconds ahead of Joey Brown. Roberto Baz rounds out the top 3. Dinan de Vos, Kunderoy, Gaetan de Brabandera, Marlon Beyer, Arne Schoenhera up 5 places from outside of the top 10. From 13th on the grid, now runs P8 ahead of Zachary Gunn and Mick Blankerspoor. On the comp kart has made it up 9 places. But Noel van Voorveld has stormed his way 18 places up the order and runs P12 behind the 312 of Jens Berzart. Now, Joey Brown has put some distance between himself and the chasing pack. There's Gaetan de Brabandera closing in on Dinan de Vos, who's now dropped to 5th place in the meantime. And de Brabandera, oh dearie me, Dinan de Vos was not happy about that and is trying to put the frighteners on. And here goes Marlon Beyer, his teammate, trying to go up the inside. So the Swiss driver aggravating his Dutch teammate a little bit there, I would imagine. But I think it was mainly because of de Brabandera just forcing the issue, so to speak. But at this point, well, it's anyone's guess as what might transpire in the next 8 minutes and 40 seconds, plus an additional lap. Your guess, folks, is as good as mine. But Casper Norman is doing exactly what he needs to at the front end of the field. Joey Brown, however, has started hunting. He's got the loud pedal to the floor on the right-hand side of that kart, and he's just put in the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 12.816. But Gaetan de Brabandera has just gone purple across the board in the 2-3-1. On the red speed with CG Racing. And now he's going hunting after the 2 in front. So Kunderoy and Roberto Baz, the 2 WJS Racing teammates. And 2-3-1 dives up the inside. Oh, that's a beautiful move. Timed it to perfection to Gaetan de Brabandera through and Kunderoy. And gets the job done. Turn 14 in the wet is a prime bit of real estate when it comes to overtaking. And de Brabandera just showing his hand at pretty much the last moment, truth be told. I don't think he's out of the woods yet because Kunderoy is closing in once again on his rear bumper. So Luca Montebello and Delano Vellens did not start. Niels Lelor is all the way down. Well, Niels Lelor is out. Angelo Milly, I think, might be out as well. The driver on the 2-2-4 for Team Ravet on the TB kart. Looks like that car has been parked as well. So started 22nd, will be classified 31st once everything has been concluded. Reference Senior X30 here this weekend. Now Gaetan de Brabandera trying to look. Oh, he's opened that door rather nicely. He gets sideways, nearly tangles with Roberto Bars, and he's going to dive to the inside at turn 1. De Brabandera. Oh no, Roberto Bars is trying to go around the outside, and here comes his teammates. Don't make it 3 wide into turn 3. They are going to try. De Brabandera, Piggy in the middle, and he gets through. Is he going to get through at turn 4? He's going to give it a go. He's going to switch to the inside for 5. He gets through on De Roy. Roberto Bars, he might have on the exit. No contact between the pair. Left front to right rear. And De Brabandera hung out to dry again by Koen De Roy. Elbows out and sharpened. Yes, sir. Definitely between these 3. But Marlon Bayer, the youngster, the driver from Switzerland for Victory Lane, is closing on in. They keep on scrapping like this, they'll be literally at the mercy of the Swiss driver behind them. Round the outside, oh, that's brave from Gaetan de Brabandera. Gets through on Roberto Bars. Now Koen De Roy is the next one up the road. Well, Casper Norman and Joey Brown seem to be settling for their respective positions. There's still 5 1/4 minutes to go, plus an additional lap for Joey Brown to chase down Casper Norman from Denmark. But truth be told, Brown might say, well, you know what? Okay, second in the B final. Oh, and that's definitely a tail-happy Eichmann's Grand Prix kart. I think that might be Keanu Vellens in the 260. Keanu Vellens currently running in 16th. Ahead of Dennis Bullman in the number 293. He's made up 10 places so far. Noel van Vonveld is 1 position away. Started 30th, now is 11th. And that is fantastic work for the driver for the Falcon Racing team from the Netherlands. And Van Voorveld is lapping quicker than Zachary Gurnan in the 317, who started P7 on the grid in the MRK Tony kart. But Koen De Roy is going to have to watch his 6 very, very shortly, because not too far behind there is going to be Gaetan de Brabandera, a little bit further back. We've got the 312 Jens Berzot up 10 places now ahead of Farid Jalil, who started on the outside of the old KCR Racing Croc Promotion front row. When we went green just 11.5 minutes ago, we got, or 10.5 minutes ago, we got 3.5 to go plus an additional lap. And, well, Gaetan de Brabandera, new fastest lap, 1 minute 12.276, and it's just gone purple in the opening 2 sectors. So, Koen De Roy, watch your rear bumper. Gaetan de Brabandera from CJ Racing is speeding his way, pardon the pun, with regards to the chassis that's underneath him. Being a red speed is going to be on your case quicker than you can say the word jump. So it has been a bit of a fight between the CJS Racing kart in the 2-3-1 and the 2 from WJS. Of course, Roberto Bars left in the background a little bit. New fastest lap again by Gaetan de Brabandera. And he's 2 kart lengths behind. He uses he's cheekily using the inside line, just cutting across the corner to carry the speed through into turn 3. But it's not getting any easier out there. However, there is still a opportunity for Gaetan de Brabandera to make the move. If he gets that P3 at the end of this race, that'll be well deserved after a big old fight. Joey Brown, currently in P2, started 6th on the grid. Koen De Roy, currently 3rd, started 8th on the grid. Gaetan de Brabandera is exactly where he qualified after the ranking of the heats. 40th overall out of effectively 76 drivers. Coming up to the final, minute and 45 plus an additional lap here at Ostricourt for X30 Senior. So that's a mistake there from Koen de Rooij, but carries the momentum through the corner. Might be just his tactic. Gaetan de Brabandera skims the grass with the front bumper. Like literally he's turning it in and it's gaining grass there. So more to the point, Gaetan de Brabandera is fast running out of time to get through on Koen de Rooij. Meantime, Roberto Bar's mistake through turn 6. Oh, Koen de Rooij might have just given a window of opportunity for Gaetan de Brabandera. Made an absolute howler through turn 6 and 7, and de Brabandera right on his case. So 48 seconds plus an additional lap still to go. We have had some retirements, unfortunately. Mick Blankenspor out on lap 6, lap 7, Raphael Boulard out on lap 6, Angelo Milly lap 5, Niels Lelot out on lap 2. As next time around it will be the final lap of competition for X30 Senior. Joey Brown, however, has decided, okay, might as well risk it for the biscuit, so to speak. He's closed that gap up to Casper Norman last time around by over 0.2 of a second. So the gap down from 2 to 1.8 seconds as things stand at this moment in time. So timer hit 0 for X30 Senior for the final time this weekend at round 2. And Casper Norman is pretty much going to make it his own here in the B final. Missed out of going into the A final by 1 single point. And it's going to come good for the Dane for KCR Racing. Joey Brown for optimum performance. Great job by the Brit. A handful of points away from being in the A final, but still second in the B final is nothing to be sniffed at. Last lap of X30 Senior competition this weekend. 2 seconds is the gap between Norman and Brown. Koen de Rooij and Gaetan de Brabandera once again. De Brabandera is just going in a bit too hot, but there is a standing water puddle, I think, on the inside of turn number 1. Just going to have a quick look out of the commentary box window. Yes, there is a little bit of a standing water puddle, and de Brabandera just went flying through at a big rate of speed at over 100 plus kilometers an hour. So now de Brabandera has got to think of, right, where can I one-up Koen de Rooij? Well, if Koen de Rooij makes a howler through turn 6 and 7 like he did the last lap, that's going to be probably all she wrote. Well, no, let's just see, because there's Casper Norman, the 341, and Tobias joined the team at Marienborg earlier on this year in April. And the last few corners remain for the Dane train at the front end of the field. Might not have been the A final that he would have wanted to have been in, but the B final is still a good amount of points for a championship title push through the final corner. Denmark's Casper Norman wins the X30 Senior B final. Second from Optimum Performance, Joey Brown. WJS Racing's Koen de Rooij rounds out the top 3, followed by CG Racing's Gaetan de Brabandera. Switzerland's Marlon Bayer. Will he secure 5th? Yes, he does, ahead of Arne Schoenheren, Jens Berzart, Fanny Jalil, Zachary Gernen and Noel van Vorveld, rounding out your provisional top 10. So from 11th downwards, Kenneth van Mokerke, Keanu Vellens, Dinan de Vos, Esteban Valgrave. Dennis Bowman makes it to 15th, having gained 11 positions from 26 on the grid. Good end to the weekend for Rosanne Den Driver. She finishes 16th, having started 25th. From 25th on the grid. Alexander Mercier started 23rd, finishes 17th, ahead of Kaz Oldhouse and Kevin Steiger, with Mathis Renet rounding out your provisional top 20 tickle buyers. Augustin Boulet, Thijs van Dijk, Maurits Moore, Jesse Podderdijk, and Matt Simon with Tom Schultz, rounding out the 27 drivers that finished all 13 laps of racing. Roberto Valls, unfortunately, would retire on lap number 12. Didn't make it through sector number 2, unfortunately, to be WJS racing driver. Mick Blankensport, Raphael Boulard, Angelo Mili, and Niels Lelard all retired, with Luca Montebello and Delano Vellens non-starting. Norman wins in the B final. Kevin Lantinga wins the A final, and that concludes X30 senior competition for round 2. They head to Genk in July, when we reach the halfway point of the championship season.